Hello, Kathleen.
Hello, nice to be with you again.
Great to have you back with us again.
Thank you.
Well, you've got an event coming up in a couple of weeks from this date as we do this interview. It's called the Conscious and Contactee Summit. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, it's the Contact and Consciousness Online Summit. It is going to take place via Zoom on Saturday, July 18. And I am bringing together 4 speakers. I'm one of those speakers. And it is going to cover both UFO abduction content. I have been the investigator of Denise Stoner's case. She and I wrote about that in our book, The Alien Abduction Files. And she is a generational experiencer. Her mother was taken before her. And she has a very interesting story with a lot of evidence, but a lot that goes on beyond what we normally think of as UFO abduction, goes more into the contact type of experience and consciousness as well. Then we're going to have Dr. Melanie Barton. Melanie has a master's degree in social work, and she has her doctorate in spiritual counseling, and she's also an ordained minister. She is going to speak to us about connecting to the higher realms through meditation. She's going to lead us in a meditation where we'll all be protected. So you don't have to worry about negative entities coming in. She knows how to do this. And in fact, she even goes to people's homes and removes negative entities if they have a problem. So she's very, very talented, very knowledgeable, and she's going to be educating us on what she knows. And then we're going to go on to Kevin Briggs. Kevin grew up in the UK. He was married there. He worked as a police officer, and his wife worked in university research and medical research, and also in the Department of Psychology. They moved to the United States and became US citizens about 20 years ago. But the extraordinary thing about Kevin is that when he was a young boy, he began to have contact with these non-human entities who claimed to be extraterrestrials. And when he was a teenager, he was taken onto a craft and introduced to what he came to know as the Council of Eight. And he has had contact with them for many, many years. It's almost as if he is a psychic medium, and they, unseen, will come to him. And I was interested in this when Dr. Barton actually contacted me. She had met Kevin at the MUFON Symposium here in Florida. I believe it was 2016. And she introduced me to Kevin after that because she was interested in him. And she is one of the psychologists or psychotherapists who work with experiencers, who has been vetted, and we make referrals to her. So I knew her through the work that we had done together. Well, I agreed to meet with Kevin. And he was at my house, and that was the first time that he actually spoke to these non-humans, sort of like channeling.
Yeah.
And so then Dr. Melanie asked us if we would like to study Kevin. And I thought, well, you know, I'm interested in communication with non-humans. I've already received ample evidence, physical evidence, circumstantial evidence that people are being abducted or that people have contact with non-humans. So we formed a group of investigators, scientific investigators, and also a couple of skeptics in the group. And we studied Kevin and these non-humans for a couple of years, where we met once a month and we were allowed to ask a question or two and receive answers, which is very educational, and to receive evidence too. We were able to use a thermometer, a laser thermometer, in order to measure the change in temperature when one of these entities unseen entered the room and spoke through Kevin. And we could see a significant rise in the temperature. They also arranged for us to see their craft, to see orbs, to actually come and speak with me telepathically. One did that. I could feel a very strong tingling sensation through my body when that telepathic exchange took place. So that was initially a little frightening, but I became accustomed to it. We learned a great deal. And since there has been so much interest in consciousness and in communication with non-humans, I decided to invite Kevin to be a speaker and to actually channel and take questions that I've asked people who are already registered to send to me.
Wow.
The entities like to have only one person asking the questions. They have to adjust to that person's consciousness. So I will be the person who asks the questions. We won't be able to have open sharing at that time where everyone will ask questions, but I will be able to ask your questions if you register for the conference. And I'm going to be a speaker as well. I, as I said earlier, investigated Denise Stoner's contact experiences, so I'll speak about hers, and she has investigated mine. So she is going to speak about my history of contact as well. And I'm the niece of Betty and Barney Hill, and this has a generational link in my family, but I've gone beyond that to meet other people's non-human entities as well, as part of the long-term research that I have done probably over the past 50 years, but almost full-time for 30 years. I've written 5 books on the topic.
Okay, so when and where?
Okay, so the online summit is going to be on Saturday, July 18 at noon Eastern time until 5 o'clock. It's going to be via Zoom. So if you would like to register for the summit, it's only $20. I'm keeping the price very low, thinking about the economy as it now stands. So I wanted people to be able to come. And all you have to do is go to Kathleen, Kathleen dash or hyphen Marden, MARDEN.com. You just go to that page, you can click on the link, and the page will come up where you can pay for the summit via PayPal. I'll send all of the information you need to you. You can also see who and read who the speakers are, the books that they've had published, and what they're going to be speaking about.